worthy purpose in memory of Dr. H.C. Gupta. The key to the success of any organization entails dissemination of knowledge. This requires interaction with academia, industry, government, and various other institutions involved in this area. Academia assume special importance. I would say the practitioners also, as they lay the foundation of a pure learning process and knowledge. In every sphere of our life, including policy and quantitative governance, we follow some of these tenets or principles. For these basic tenets are over to get academicians and practitioners. Professor H.C. Gupta, as you know, was a great teacher par excellence. Professor Gupta's popularity among his fellow students amply vindicates that he was a believer of the famous proverb, "It is more important for a teacher to be a stimulant than to be important." In his lifetime, Professor Gupta not only transformed working of the Indian capital market, but also suggested roadmap to bolster investors' ability to invest in India and globally, which provided businesses access to additional sources of capital. For this, he was not confined to academia alone. He was a great policy thinker. He was a sage enriched with original thoughts and man of honesty and integrity, with free and frank opinion on policy matters. His research on derivatives is a testimony of his cherished philosophy for BSE, NSE, SEBI, etc. and the Reserve Bank. Dr. Gupta was a great friend, always there to to offer his valuable insights on intricacies of capital market with implications for greater public sphere. Once again, I warmly welcome all of you for joining Dr. H.C. Gupta's memorial lecture, and we hope this tradition of arranging for lectures will continue in future. We don't want it to kind of be one all kind of a thing. We think we will like to, and we need all your support, any suggestions on this behalf, so that this lecture doesn't become a ritual after a while. Thank you very much, and we'll also greatly appreciate your feedback. What we can do also to boost this institution. Frankly speaking, after the demise of Dr. L.C. Gupta, as well as my predecessor president, Nitish Sen and Abid Hussain Saab, who was the ambassador, the society has not worked as well as it should have. But thanks to a new set of people like Dr. P.C. Jain, Anil Kumarji, Dr. P.K. Jain, Vijay Kumarji, Dhamija Saab, and our friend Kalpana Gupta, of course. She's the owner of the enterprise. So we have not been able to, after the first shot where we did extremely well, we were able to produce some very good literature on the subject. In fact, we were competing with the best institution to work for the SEBI and others. So we would like direction from you, your cooperation, and in any case, to write to Dr. Kalpana Gupta, who is also the secretary of the society, as well as the daughter of late Dr. L.C. Gupta. So with that, no institution today can work without funds. We really accept that we have a premises, accept that we have the this band of workers, dedicated workers. We have nothing with us. And even I, as chairman, is becoming defunct as age is passing. So we would like to invite you all to be in touch with Dr. Kalpana Gupta and other friends so that we can do better and make it a sustainable enterprise. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. Now, friends, I also welcome all to the first Dr. L.C. Gupta Memorial Lecture. There is a common saying, the king's respect is limited to his own kingdom, whereas a learned man is respected everywhere. Dr. Gupta was a man immensely liked and respected across all sections of academic and professional community. He was humility personified. He was humble and yet upright, generous in sharing, passionate in his views, but open to change with the times, and simple to the core, but sophisticated in thinking. It is difficult to think of another person like him. Dr. Gupta was large-hearted, people-oriented, and inclusive in nature, and always pushed to rethink, reinvent, and go beyond conventional path to have a balcony view. Dr. Gupta was a charismatic leader, a visionary, and an institutional builder who never missed a chance to set an example and walk the talk. Maintaining an unending belief in never say die spirit, Dr. Gupta's life remained dedicated toward realization of the true potential of Indian capital market. Perseverance to influence policy makers for enabling foundation and policies on one side, and persistent efforts for creating better awareness for investor groups at other spectrum remained as the true hallmark of Dr. Gupta's life journey. In personal and professional interactions, Dr. Gupta symbolized extreme humility and kindness. Despite being a towering personality with a wide spectrum of influence, his persona reflected an easy sense of nobility, inspiring to everyone around. His visionary ideas and idealism motivated many of our generations who met him even for a moment. Reverence and remembrance as our worthy obligation, proud functioning of Indian capital market today owes a lot to the silent sage with indomitable intent and unlimited persistence, not to forget about exemplary foresightedness shown ahead of his time. Virtually all of Dr. Gupta's work was firmly evidence based. He was not very comfortable with explanatory hypotheses that could not be substantiated by empirical evidence. Most of his work was also policy oriented, asking what policy interventions could address an identified challenge. As a teacher, Dr. Gupta would be remembered for his humility and his penchant for employing debate, dialogue, and collaborative research as teaching tools. The Society for Capital Market and Research is Dr. Gupta's memorial, a living and vibrant center of scholarship that formed his legacy. In establishing Society for Capital Market Research and Development, Dr. Gupta's focus was not on pure theory but empirical analysis of the challenges faced by the Indian capital market. Dr. Gupta's mission was supported